Alright, so I'm doing this video. I don't know where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna say. I'm doing everything off the cuff because I've been thinking about doing this video for weeks now and I haven't gotten around to doing it. But last night I was up late and everything, and I stumbled upon Larry Lawson's channel. Guy did 11 years in prison. I suggest you look up his channel. If I remember to, I'll put the link in the description, but don't depend on me. His name's Larry Lawson, spelled just how it sounds. But so he put his certain aspects of his life out there, and so I'm gonna do a similar thing because I feel I've been told so many times that my story could help a lot of people. So I'm gonna attempt to do just that, and a lot of people misunderstand me because of the way I communicate and things like that. So people, they get a bad impression of me sometimes because I'm very stern, straightforward. I don't bullshit about anything. So people get the wrong impression. But people that can handle that type of shit and know I'm not intentionally being coarse when I talk, those type of people, they enjoy my company. Intellectual people enjoy my company. I've been in the company of so many different people that if they don't have some sort of preconceived notion or some kind of bullshit going on with them, that I'm very easy to get along with. 2 years in prison proves that I'm easy to get along with, and only having to get in one fight. That's pretty fucking, that's pretty good. Actually, it was 10 months in jail and 14 in prison, but I mean, whatever. County's actually worse. I'd rather be in state. But that's so anyway, I'm gonna go from the beginning and start from when I was a kid, and then go on in segments like I see a lot of YouTubers do. I'm really pale right now. I've been in the house a lot. This COVID shit is crazy, but it's really sunny today, so I'm enjoying being out on my front porch. Yeah, man, it's crazy out here now. But so yeah, I was born in Camden, New Jersey, Kramer Hill. My mom said like 35th Street, and so I left there. Me and my mother and my father left there when I was really young, but I'm not far from there. I'm only 10 miles from there anyway. But Camden had a huge impact on my life and Philadelphia, because always being there rather than being here. I ran the streets a lot in my life. So I grew up primarily with my mom and seeing my father on the weekends, because my mom and my dad split up because my father turned out to be gay, as a matter of fact. And if you want me to go into all that, I'll do a video on specifically him, because I could fucking go on about him. He's the most amazing person in the world. But he died when he's 36 years old. I'm 37 now. I outlived my own fucking dad. Anyway, so you're supposed to outlive your father, but you're not supposed to die when you're fucking 15. But I have a great stepfather that he put up with me and my mom's bullshit for a long time, and so I respect him a lot for it. But anyway, yeah, so I remember back as far enough as my mom being with this man named Ross Hammer, and he used to beat the shit out of me, my mom, and my cousin too, when he used to come over. So he used to literally beat my mom, like closed fist fucking punching her, and I would have to jump on his back and hit him and shit so he would stop focusing on her and then come and beat on me instead. I could even get my mom on here to verify this shit if you guys really wanted me to, but she probably doesn't want to get into it. She doesn't like to really talk about old shit, because she's dealt with depression and a lot of that stuff in her life just like me, and that's why I feel like I get a lot of that from her side of the family. But my dad's side was kind of the same way anyway. But I'm trying to be as fast as possible because I'm not editing anything. I'm just speaking straightforward. So yeah, then we moved to Stratford on Laurel Road in this old ass beat down house. There were so many people. It was my mother's house, my grandmother's house. And literally, my mom there's 10 kids, 5 girls, 5 boys. And at least 7 of them were in the house. I mean, there was fucking so many people in this house. But we made it work. We're poor people. I mean, when you're in poverty, you fucking make it work, right? So, anyway, so I grew up with, and then, I still have a large extended family. A lot, a couple of my family members just died a couple months ago. I've had several friends die of overdoses recently. It's so bad. But so, anyway, so then me and my mother moved in with this guy, the guy Ross Hammer I'm talking about, over in Arborwood in Lindenwold. And if anybody knows about Arborwood and Lindenwold, it's just like Camden, just smaller. Lindenwold's pretty much just like Camden. There's a half decent part on one side, and then, it's just traumatic, this shit that's happening in this fucking town. Anyway, but it's because we're we're a suburb of Philadelphia and Camden, so it's only right that this shit is gonna just trickle down. I mean, I just went to Newark recently. The video is up on YouTube, and that fucking city, it's crazy. But I'll go into all that shit later. I don't want to get off track. So Ross would physically abuse us. I guess it would be considered verbal abuse, because he would be home after school when I would get home from school, and my mom would be at work. She had a full-time job, and she was going to school, Gordon Phillips, to do hair. So he would be there to check my homework, and I mean, he would look at my homework and I'd have wrong answers. What, are you fucking stupid? You don't fucking know this shit? I'm in 1st grade. I'm fucking 5 years old. No, I don't know this shit. Why am I in school if I know it? So that, and then that went on for 4 or 5 years. We went out to Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, right outside of Phoenix. And my mom ended up breaking up with Ross while she was out there, and she got with this guy Rocky, and he was in a biker gang and shit, and he used to handle weight and coke and shit like that. My mom, she has a spotty past, but she never got in trouble for anything. She doesn't have a record, but she did a lot of wild shit. I witnessed a lot of it. She did a lot of it with me there. Anyway, I have stories that I could go into for fucking days if people really want to know details. I have a lot of good stories. Not only bad ones either, a lot of good ones too. But anyway, so we take a Greyhound bus from Tempe back to here because Ross continued to beat my mom all the time and shit. My mom said it was because she was tired of doing the drugs and she wanted to get her life straightened out, shit like that. And he was really resistant to that, which I believe to an extent. My mom had a problem with alcohol mainly, but she used to like her uppers a lot. Now she's really sick. She got lupus and all types of shit. But yeah, my mom's tough as hell, yo. She's been through hell of shit. I'm gonna have to get her on here to tell some stories. But yeah, so then we moved from Arizona. We come back, and there was a friend of our family. His name is Dave Moore. I have his fucking picture now because I looked him up just recently to see what he looks like, and he looks exactly the fucking same as he did when he abused me and my cousin and a couple of our friends. And that's how he got put away for 10 years, because he ended up getting caught doing that shit. And so so while I was living there, on the outside, everything was copacetic. I mean, we were clean cut, fucking hair always nice, everything. The facade was fucking perfect. I mean, I'm talking primo. This motherfucker was such a great manipulator that people could not fucking believe this guy was doing what he was doing. He had maintenance jobs at several different apartment complexes in South Jersey. And so me and my cousin would go with him on weekends and stuff when he would have to work. And so we would make friends with kids in the complexes, and they would come and hang out with us on weekends and shit, and he would abuse them. And we didn't even, I was in 2nd grade now, because we were in Arizona, but then my mom got back with us for like a couple minutes when we came back, and we were back in Arborwood for a few minutes, and then back at Dave's. But that whole thing, it was just the same with the other shit. So we get word. I'm gonna move on to when we were in Oakland. It was on Newton Avenue. I actually went through the house just like 2 years ago when they were renovating it, and it looked exactly the fucking same, except no furniture. And it was just mind-boggling. And I deleted the video. I should have left it so I could put it on my channel. But happy birthday! Yeah. So this guy, like, I remember we would go to the apartment complex. He told us not to go to this lady's house, and I don't even know why. And we ended up going there because she was nice to me and my cousin. And he came and got us from there because he knew we went there. And on the way out, he grabbed me by the hair and literally hit me closed fist in the face. I mean, I'm fucking 7 years old. He used to smack us in the face all the time. He had a size 13 shoe. He used to kick us in the back of the legs with it. Or in the ass. So kicking the ass. Belts and shit. I remember one day we weren't allowed to go behind the garage because at the time, I didn't know when I was a kid, my other uncle was growing weed behind the thing, and we weren't allowed to go back there. And so me and my cousin didn't understand that, so we would sneak back there anyway. And we got caught one morning before school, and the guy Dave caught us. And as we're walking to the van to go to school, he gets his belt out and he whips my cousin's ass right in front of me. Whips this fucking kid's ass. And so I thought I was smart, and I pulled my jacket over my ass to lessen the blow. He whipped the fuck out of my leg so bad, and we were crying on the way to school, and he says, if I get a phone call from the school about you guys crying, I'll definitely give you something to cry about when you get home. So, you know, we fixed our faces quick and went to school, and nobody said shit. Abuse is so prevalent in this fucking society, and nobody talks about it. It's unfucking real. There's so many people I've spoken to when I had my 15-year addiction that were abused and have so many psychological issues from it, including myself. I fucking struggled for the longest time to even feel like I was worth anything. I numbed myself from any kind of feeling that I could possibly have because I didn't want to feel. And then when I got off drugs, I didn't know what it was to feel, so I always felt like I was sick, but I was starting to feel normal. And so I was having, Larry mentioned it on his channel last night, like a stimulus overload kind of thing, where same thing happened when I got out of prison. It's like your body has to adjust to having so much stimulus at one time, because when I'm all drugged up on Xanax and dope, I'm not seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting everything the right way and all that shit. And then when everything becomes normal to you, it's abnormal because the abnormal becomes normal, so it's fucked up. And that's why you have to relearn and recondition yourself to be able to reintegrate into society. People think they can go to a detox for a week and then be like, okay, you know, I'm done. Depending on your drug habit, yeah, you can maybe do that. But for somebody that had a 15-year heroin addiction like me, I couldn't just go to a week detox and fucking be like, okay, yeah. I didn't know how to communicate with people. I didn't know how to fucking, you know, keep shit, like clean up after myself correctly. But I had to relearn. I went to prison. I had to go to prison and then for a couple of years, and then be on supervision in Trenton in a completely foreign environment for me to be able to grow up into a man and understand how the world works. And I was 20 fucking 7 when I got out of prison. And so here basically, that's like usually a third of somebody's life. I'll say 70 is about like the average life expectancy, I suppose. I don't know for sure. But for me, I didn't expect to live past 30 until I went to prison. And then in prison, yeah, I'll try. Prison will be a completely different episode because I don't want to fucking talk about too much. So yeah, so I had to. Me and my mom ended up after the whole thing with in Oakland. Oh, he ended up moving in a kid of a friend of ours whose mom couldn't take care of him anymore. He went to school and everything. The kid's Dwayne Bender. He lived with us. I wish I could get a hold of him. I had no fucking clue where he is, how to get a hold of him, or anything like that after all that happened. And I mean, I don't blame him. I'm still friends with the kid whose mom broke the case open for us and snitched on the guy because she was able to get it out of her son. And if it weren't for him, I don't know how long that shit would have went on, but he said something to his mom, and I'm still friends with the guy to this day. Fucking crazy. That I've been friends with the guy for 30 years. And so when I turned 11, we were living in Gloucester, and it was just me and my mom for a little bit after the shit went down with Dave, and it was nice for a little bit. Me and my mom always have had a great relationship. We've had our own, turmoil and shit like that, but I mean, what parent and kid doesn't? But I'll tell you what, my mom was there. My mom found me fucking dead a couple of times and was able to get the ambulance and shit here fast enough to bring me back. So, we moved in with who is now her husband for the last 25 years, this guy Tom, and I didn't have a good relationship with him at all for up until a few years ago because I didn't understand anything. I wasn't used to having a person with my mom telling me what I can and can't do, trying to be my dad except for my dad, and so it was quite a difficult adjustment. It was quite a difficult adjustment, but now I've told him umpteen times how much respect I got for him and shit. The dude was a union carpenter for like 30-some years, man. And I literally seen this guy get up and go to work every fucking day. No matter what. He was up at fucking 5 o'clock or whatever every fucking day, man. I'm talking about, I can only maybe remember, I don't really remember him taking off of work. I mean, this motherfucker would go to work and he got COPD bad as fuck now. He can't breathe. I helped them a lot. That's why I'm here. I fucking try to help take care of them. I have a lot of my own issues that I'm trying to solve now. Seeing psychiatrists and shit. I have the video up from an episode, a manic episode or a panic attack, whatever. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. On my channel. The cats keep me, they make me happy. That's why you guys see a lot of videos. I've taken care of those cats for several years, and I never ever liked fucking cats. My dad had 2 Siamese cats. I liked them, Samantha and Tabitha. They were fucking awesome. But other than that, I never liked cats. But after nurturing these 5 cats from kittens to adulthood, I mean, Persephone's 3.5, and her babies, all 4 of her babies are almost 2. So, I mean, they're all the same size now, essentially. You can look at all the videos. If you go on my Facebook or my Instagram, I have pictures and videos and stuff on there too. Everything's the same name, spelled the same, Amazen Caucasian. I'll put the shit in the description, but I forget to a lot. My mind doesn't work the way it used to, and so, I don't have any money, that's why I don't have editing equipment, so I gotta just sit here and fucking try to talk and think of everything at one time. I should have wrote down bullet points, but I did this off the cuff. I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it right now, because it's so nice outside, I just wanted something to do. And I've been meaning to do it for a really long time. So there was still a little bit of mental, emotional abuse going on because my mom had me when she was 17. So if you really think about that, when your mom's only 15 years older than you, essentially, she doesn't know much more than you do. So she didn't have a clue how to take care of a kid at 17 years old. So I don't hold things against her that happened because she did the best she could. And I'll tell you what, my life could have been a lot worse than it was. I mean, I might kick shit and complain occasionally, but I'll tell you what, my life could have been so much worse. But my life, the worst parts of my life gave me the most experience. Like, being picked on for being white, so that made me able to feel what it feels like to be discriminated against for your color. And most black people don't believe that white people get fucked with like that when it happens every day. I see white people in Camden get fucked up just because they're $1 short on a fucking trying to cop a bag of dope or something. Like, when you're a drug addict, doesn't matter what race you are, you're fucking trash. They don't fucking give a fuck. If you don't have what the money, it doesn't matter because the next person will. And being as though I lived on the street all the time, I was forced to be in contact with every kind of fucking person you can think of. And so I'm a Gemini also, and if you look up Gemini shit, it says one of their traits is being adaptable, and I adapt to every situation. My first time in population in jail, I went to fucking prison, man. I never did more than 5 days in jail, for maybe 3 days in jail. Never got out of lock-in, none of that shit, to going to doing fucking 2 years. And I'll tell you what, that was a rough stop, being in Yardville and all that shit for the first fucking time, you know? But yeah, like I said, I'll go into prison stories if you want, or drug addict stories, whatever you guys want to know. There's a couple videos from last year that I put up when I started to do this, but then I got sick and everything, and shit started to go wrong, and I haven't been able to really do a video like this in a while. So I really hope that you guys, care about each other, and I try to make people laugh and smile as much as I can now, and I try to be a positive person, even though I'm a born pessimist and skeptic. But whatever, that's why I had my problems with religion and everything like that, and I had to find my own way. Trust me, I lean more toward the Wiccan, pagan, nature worshipping lifestyle than an invisible deity that is gonna spank me for looking at a girl the wrong way, make me burn in fire because I lust after a woman the wrong way or something. Like, I feel like religion is absolutely ridiculous, and if you want to debate about it, I'm absolutely down to do that, because like I said, I went to a place and studied religion for a year and a half, and I've been studying it ever since. I study religion, philosophy, psychology, psychiatry, all types of occult studies and shit. I just try to learn everything I can. But my life is, as much as I could say that it wasn't that great, it was much better than many people that I was around growing up. Like, I had my mom had a job. We didn't live eventually we moved out of the apartment complexes and stuff, and living in apartment complexes is rough because there's so many people in a small area. And my mom, she gave me the best life she could. it was my bad choices that made my life more difficult than it needed to be. I can't blame. I mean, people would tell me that perhaps my abuse growing up did have a really negative effect on me. It's really hard for me to do some shit. I don't really need to explain anything like that. My problems really don't matter to anybody else, but I try to live with it every day. I've been off heroin for almost 5 years. You know, shit is crazy though. It's really hard, and that's what made losing a lot of several of my friends, my 2 aunts and everything, in the last few months. It hurt a lot because there was 4 overdoses. My aunt and a few of my friends, well, people I know and got high with for a few years and whatnot, are dead now. A lot of people I grew up with are dead in jail, not seeing the light of day again. You know, homeless on the street. And I'm lucky enough to have a place that shields me from the elements. I don't have to be out in the heat or the cold, or, you know, I got a mom that loves me. My stepdad cares about me and shit, even though we don't necessarily tell each other. Men don't really do that. He's that kind of guy. He does not express emotions or anything. So when he told me he cried about my mom being in the hospital before, it shocked the shit out of me. And that was just like last month. So it took 25 years for that. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this video off because it's already way longer than most people want to see, and I'm probably been droning on, but hopefully you guys made it to the end of the video. I want to share my story. I want to share my trials and tribulations with people so that they know that there's hope, and you can become better than what you are, regardless of how far in the hole you think you are. I literally was sleeping on the fucking sidewalk in the snow, and now I've gotten my life back to where I'm okay with it. I'm content with it, sort of. I'm not gonna lie, some days I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? But whatever, everybody's like that. So, you know, comment. I hope you subscribe. I mean, I'm not doing this for money, obviously. I don't have advertising, none of that shit. But I just want to get this story out there and start a dialogue, because a lot of people misconstrue addiction. People complain about people being on Suboxone and methadone or whatever. It's like, man, if that's what keeps you clean and alive and not stealing and hurting other people and holding down a job and taking care of your fucking kids and yourself and everything, then do what you have to do. You're not shooting heroin in your fucking arm. You're not fucking stealing from your mom. You're not fucking stealing from stores, boosting. I used to go out to Philly and fucking go in stores and boost as much as I fucking could to make money to buy drugs, walk across the fucking Ben Franklin Bridge several times a day in the heat in August. You understand how fucking hard and how bad? I was so skinny. When I went to jail, I was 135 pounds, and I came out 200 pounds. I got pictures all on Facebook and shit. If you guys really, you know, let me know. Give me feedback. I want people to comment. I get a lot of comments on my Joker video, and people don't understand why I connected with that Joker movie, the recent Joker movie, so much. It's because of the mental illness and the services that he was denied, and the fact everyone fucking ignored him and shit. And people have their car stereo so fucking loud. I hope I'm talking loud enough for you guys to hear. Yeah, and then, I mean, I don't agree with how he kills people and shit. That's where you get it fucked up. It's like, okay, I laughed when he shot Murray in the face because Murray deserved the shit. What the fuck? I mean, he said there fucking, and, I mean, that movie, if you really, if you know what you're fucking looking at, it's a character, it's about the character, and how the world continuously beat this motherfucker down, and when he reacted like he did, everyone was surprised. Why are people surprised when people lash out like a, you know, you're stretching a fucking rubber band. People can only take so much. Like me. You can only take so much, and then it's just like you fucking snap. And now I recognize when the beast is starting to come out of the cage, so I'm able to diffuse it most of the time. I haven't really lost my fucking mind and gotten that angry in years. It's been a while, and people have actually said to me, like, wow, I'm surprised, like, how did you not, whatever, you know, freak the fuck out, punch them in the face, whatever it might be. But yeah, I'm still talking. But please, comment, subscribe. What you want to know about me, let me know. I talk about anything. I don't give a fuck. I like telling my story, because a lot of people feel like they're alone in this world, myself included. And I stress a lot. You can see all the gray. Anyway, but people feel like they're alone in the world, and I'm trying to get the word out there. We're not alone, and we can come together as people and help each other survive, rather than trying to push each other under the water to get another breath. See what I'm saying? So take care of yourselves and each other, and hopefully you guys appreciate what I'm trying to do and understand what it is I'm trying to do. So I love all you guys. Take care, and let me know what you want to know, and I'll make more videos. See ya.